Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sel.
And today we're talking about Ready to Love, Season 6, Episode 12, the finale, but this is a sidebar. So if you join us every week, you already know what it is. If you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe. But what we're going to do with our sidebar is take a small portion of this week's episode about a person, about a couple, things of that nature, and we blow it up into a video of its own because it has us here talking at home. So we were talking about the Swasey / Kadian situation where she couldn't get the straight answers that she wanted. And, what was up with that? And my thing was, there's a ton of Swazeys out there, right? Like, Swayze's come a dime a dozen. And how do we as women in the dating world, how do we deal with a Swasey? And is it worth dealing with at all? I guess is the bottom line. So what I mean by a Swasey, because you've got to be able to identify a Swasey when you see a Swasey.
Okay. What does a Swasey look like? Please tell us.
Well, Swasey is an attractive guy.
Okay.
Right? Swasey is a ladies' man, first and foremost. People are drawn to him. Why? Because he's funny. He's easy to get along with. He's, like I said, he's an attractive enough guy. And he's personable. So on the surface, he would be easy to be, say, friends with. Like I said, when we first started watching this season, I'm like, oh, Swasey seems like he'd be a cool dude to hang out with. Not to date, but to hang out with. And I think identifying that type of thing, first and foremost, is huge for women before we get invested. Like Kadian was, or like she was trying to do anyway, get invested with him. So he's the type of guy, since he is such an easy to get along with, women flock to him type of personality. He's the type of guy who doesn't have to ever put in very much effort because he takes what comes easily to him, and things that are a challenge he shies away from because why? I mean, who doesn't pick the low hanging fruit? Right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I'm not sure the low-hanging fruit out there would take it that, too positively, but yeah. Anything else?
That's what I'm leading with.
That's what you're leading with.
I'm going to give the floor over to you.
Oh, okay.
So you can talk to us about Swayze's from the male perspective.
All right, Swayze's, they're like a party guy. They're a guy that you, like my wife was just alluding to. It's a guy that you can have fun with. You can hang out with him and things of that sort. But relationship-wise, absolutely not. He's a guy that is going to steer away from relationships. He's not going to be, he's not going to give a lot of communication as far as relationships. You're not going to be able to pin him down, on how he feels and the direction that he wants a relationship to go in. He's going to be very vague. And when the conversation kind of comes up, when the woman kind of like steers that conversation in that way, hey, where do you see me in your life? Then you're going to see him kind of like either ghost or he's going to get upset.
That's what happened.
You're going to see him do one of those type things. That's a Swasey.
He got very angry whenever the conversation got serious. When it couldn't be surface level, this is fun, all laughs and games, and where do we hang out and party? When it became directional, purposeful.
Yes.
Where is this relationship going? Where do you see us? Where do you see us in a set amount of time? Then he gets flustered and mad, essentially. So, like you always say, there's going to be a price to pay when you bring up that conversation with me. I'm going to make you regret having brought that conversation up with me so you won't do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, for me, I think the key to dealing with a Swasey is making sure you're not low-hanging fruit. Right? Don't be the woman that throws yourself at a Swasey. Once you recognize, okay, this is the type of man who women flock to, make sure you're not flocking. Because the only way you can know that a Swasey is truly interested in you is if he pursues you.
Yeah. I got you.
He's very well versed just from his experience alone in women coming to him and how to like finesse situations and tell you just enough, breadcrumb you a little bit to make you think he's kind of interested but keep you guessing. And that's not where you want to be, especially not with a Swayze, but really honestly with no type of man do you want to be in a guessing game with them, because men are masterful at illusions. They are masterful at letting you believe whatever you will believe, and not, straightening things out for you when they see that you're going in a direction that they aren't.
True that. I would say waiting him out. I mean, if the power dynamic shifts through sex or sexual gratification, then the Swayze got you exactly where he wants you. And so waiting him out. Wait him out, because he's going to get flustered, he's going to get fatigued, and then you're going to get ghosted. Right. But at least if you waited him out, you didn't add to a body count. You didn't lose anything
out of it for a little bit of time.
Exactly. And then you got to keep your integrity. You know, so I would say wait him out or just leave him alone.
So do you think that he and Kadian had sex?
I say it's a 50-50. I say it's a 50-50.
See? Not the middle right there. Won't even give me a second.
Well, my gut says that yes, they did.
Yeah, I think it's a good chance they did.
But when she could have been trying to throw us off too. Though. When she says, well, what about if you're ready to have sex with me? Because he wouldn't give her anything as far as on a relationship thing. And so, what about you being ready to have sex with me? Yeah. And he was just like, oh yeah, there's no problem.
Right, he's like, there's never too early to have sex, which is another telltale sign of a Swayze that has no intention on waiting at all to be respectful. As soon as you say, hey, I'm waiting, whatever it is, I want to wait until I'm comfortable. I want to wait 90 days. I want to wait until we get married. A Swayze is going to run from that. Unless and until he really finds somebody so intriguing that he's like, okay, this is different. I'm going to give this a shot. No. But I think he's got so much more growing up to do. He's only 33.
It wouldn't be the woman that made him change. It wouldn't be this magical woman that crossed his path and be like, oh, you're exactly what I've been waiting for.
Really?
No. Okay. It would be something that triggered in him some type of revelation or something. The light bulb went off to say, you know what? I'm the old guy in the club, and I need to settle down. That's what's gonna happen.
Dang, that's what it takes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all his friends done got married around him. He's the last single guy.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna get a Swayze to start thinking about relationships being serious, thinking about him being monogamous. That's what's gonna sell him down.
So it intrigues me why he was on the show then. Why did they select him? I guess they don't do as much screening as probably we would like. They just take you at your word and I'm ready to love. And he's seeing this as an opportunity. It's just like, fish in a barrel.
Maybe. Ready to love, or are they ready to hook up?
Right, ready to love or ready to...
That's it.
I guess. So, to me, that's the key. Very simple keys, honestly. First and foremost, identifying Swayze when you see him. That ladies' man type, that non-committal type, very attractive, very used to attention from women, not leading in the situation in terms of approaching you and saying, hey, I'm interested in this. Do you want to go out on a date? Would you like, just being very, very intentional. These are things that Swayzes don't do. And once you identify that, if you still like the guy and you feel like it's worth the risk, you've got to wait them out and see if they're going to put any effort for it.
Yeah. And how about this? When the Swayze says, let's just hang out together. Let's just spend some time together and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's a telltale sign that you got a Swayze on your hands. Let's just wait. Let's just see what happens, Yeah. No, we don't need to see what happens.
See, and from my standpoint, I'm trying to be kind and say, if you want to stick around, first and foremost, like my inclination is to say, run, girl. Like, don't stick around for that. It's a waste of your time. It's less than a 50-50 chance that he's going to turn around for you. So you might as well just leave him to the low-hanging fruit that wants him. Right? But if you want to stick around, at least, like you said, preserve your integrity. Don't do anything thinking that it's going to convince a man to change his mind. There ain't nothing that you got that you could put on him so heavy that's going to change his mind right into, oh, wow, that's the best thing I ever had, and now I got to wife her. That's not how that works.
Absolutely not. I don't care if rainbows and unicorns jump out. It does not matter.
Yeah.
If he's not ready, he's not in that frame of mind, nothing that you have or say is going to change that.
Yeah.
So that's it.
You're of the school of thought of ghosting as well. Just walk away from that situation.
I think she needs to run. Because
it's not like he's gonna chase her, so she didn't even gotta run. Just don't make yourself available, right?
Yeah.
And Swayze's going to disappear, and he's going to go to the path of least resistance.
Most likely. Depends on how much hunt he has in him, because men
it's
by
like
nature are hunters. Yeah. So it depends on how much honey he may chase a little bit, but no, I say run.
Okay.
If a man is not, like my wife just said, being intentional with what he wants from you and where he sees the relationship going, what's the point? You don't need to wait. If you're not hearing it, from the X to the next.
So it's too bad that their situation ended up like it did, but I wasn't surprised. From day one, it seemed like Swayze was who he was going to be. I got my own thoughts about Kadian and why she was there, but this ain't about her, so I'm not going to get into it. At the end of the day, a lot of women end up in her spot.
Yeah.
Where they're asking for that clarity, they're asking for direction. They feel like they've put themselves into the situation and they're not getting something out of the situation, and they end up hurt. So that's what sparked this conversation with my husband and I. It's like, how do you handle that? And I think we've come to the conclusion that you should just not handle it at all and walk away.
I think so. Because the bottom line is, in grade school, little boys who like little girls knew to write on a piece of paper, "I like you. Do you like me?" Check yes or no.
So you saying an 8-year-old boy has more intention than a Swayze?
Come on now.
All right.
Come on, y'all.
So guys, let us know what you think about it. If you've dealt with a Swayze and turned them around, I would love to hear it. I just feel like I kind of agree with my husband that Swayzes don't turn around until they're good and ready to turn around. And he's living it up. He's 33. The world is his oyster. Women are throwing themselves at him, and it's going to continue probably for another 10 years.
Maybe. Could be.
So I don't leave him alone till he's 50, maybe.
That's it. Boys play with toys.
So let us know, guys. Like I said, what you think. Drop those comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.